G'day everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Barbie Onions. I've got my new Barbie Onions apron, and it's doubling as a lab coat today because we're doing some Barbie Onion science. This is the bit here that we're concerned with. They're the roots of the onion. So you're going to cut that off, leave about an inch of room there. You take all the skin off and then you let the bottom half dry out overnight. So what you're looking at here is the completed third and fourth steps, and it's about 90 to 120 days it takes to grow an onion. So it's going to be a long journey, this one, but we've done the first bit of it. Next stop is planting out in the garden, so we'll come back to you in a few days' time when we're ready to do that. But thanks for joining us again, and enjoy your onions.
Yes, if ever you needed proof as to why football needed to come back, Angus Brayshaw showing us there with his ongoing social media campaign there, all things a love of onions, and he's been good enough to join us now. Not from the kitchen, but close enough to it. Angus, good morning, or good afternoon now.
Yeah, afternoon. Thanks for having me.
I think it is still good morning. That was pretty entertaining stuff throughout ISO, wasn't it? But you are a genuine lover of cooking and onions.
Yeah, I mean, it's from humble beginnings. I've got a few teammates, Bailey Fridge, Charlie Spargo, that love their Barbie onions as well. And just to keep everyone entertained during isolation, it was a bit of a pet project. I've still got those onions growing out in my backyard, so I'll have a good feed in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh, good on you, mate. It was a lot of fun.
Angus, massive game against the Blues coming up on Saturday, of course. What was the training like over this weekend? Was it a match simulation or a scratch match? And how did the boys go? Everyone get through?
Yeah, we had a match sim yesterday out at Casey, and yeah, I mean, it was good. We got a lot of fit blokes. I think there's only 3 in rehab at the moment, so we've got a pretty competitive sort of for spot side type of side at the moment, and a lot of blokes put their hands up. It's going to be good to see the team run out. I think we're pretty sick of all this training. We just want to get to play. So yeah, it'll be exciting to get out there.
One of those players to put his hand up was Harley Bennell. There's some talk that he might be a bolter for round 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting talking about Harley. You've got to keep in mind he's only done 4 full training sessions, really. So it's early days, and I know the club wants to be conservative with him. So if he's ready to go and he's earned his spot, then he'll play. But we'll wait and see.
Angus, the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis a couple of weeks ago, and the Black Lives Matter movement, which strengthened as a result, it's reached Australia. The Indigenous deaths in custody is now a major cause, and the football clubs are embracing it. Your coach, Simon Goodwin, yesterday spoke to you about it, your players, and you also took a knee. We might just listen to that, take a look at it, and if you could then just tell us why and how that came about, please.
And that's what it's about right now. That we unite together and fight together. So I think it's important that we wear these jumpers today, but we take a knee and we actually take up the fight together.
And that's the vision now, Angus, of the Melbourne players taking the knee. The Colin Kaepernick knee, which was the NFL player, and sitting down in that pose for the national anthem and the flag display in American football. Just your take on your club's stance on this, because Chad Wingard, another player who's been vocal about this, and there's a genuine movement now in AFL, isn't there, regarding the Indigenous deaths in custody?
Absolutely. I think, racism is an issue that transcends football and, all sports. So we recognise that. And I think what Simon spoke about yesterday was just reiterating that it's all of us against racism. So it's up to all of us to sort of take action. And especially as AFL players, we can role model some really good behaviours for the rest of society to follow, because it's up to everyone now.
Do you think it's ongoing, Angus, this type of public display?
I think so. I hope so. I mean, it's topical at the moment, certainly, but racism has been going on for centuries. So you can't just sort of pick it up when it's convenient and drop it when it's not. It's an ongoing battle, and I think, as I said, we've got a really fortunate situation as AFL footballers to really represent the cause and set a good example for the rest of society.
Well said, Angus. One of the massive stories, not massive stories, but last year was Melbourne, and also your own form. So I want to ask you about your third in the Brownlow in 2018, yet you struggled for consistency last year. What do you think that came down to? I know the team struggles, often players struggle, but what's been your focuses?
It's an interesting one. We sort of look at good teams, good successful teams, and certainly in the NBA there's this concept called the power of more, where if teams win and do better, then players want bigger roles, more minutes, more points, that sort of thing. So I think last year I had a big focus on the team and trying to play my role for the team, not necessarily about getting all the disposals or numbers and stuff. And obviously last year didn't correlate exactly to wins or Brownlow votes or whatever. But, I've got full faith in the team and the coaches and my teammates. So a big focus again this year on trying to play my role. And I think we've had a really good off-season, really good preparation. I think we're ready to play. So hopefully the wins come this year.
Hey, Gussie, are you wearing the helmet still? By the look of that head, actually, it'd be good if you did, but are you still wearing it this year?
Says you.
I actually got a haircut the other day, Bill, just to get all the head in the helmet. I had a fair old mop going over the isolation, so I had to get rid of it. But yes, I will.
Yep.
I will wear it. I haven't been wearing it over the training season, the period, but then when the games come, I'll definitely be wearing it.
Billy, is that the first time you've been on air with the Brayshaw and got a word in?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he doesn't talk about himself. Well done, Gus. Yes.
Hey, Angus, just before we let you go, but we do need to let you go because we've actually cut into your study time. You've got a major project due, have you, an assignment?
Yeah, I do, and it's actually fortuitous that I'm here talking to you, Bill, because I heard that Uncle James reckons you're great at econometrics, specifically regressing qualitative data. So
Now, Gus, that is not fair to give all that crap you just said then. Break it down. What is it?
So it basically looks at all different sorts of data. So, for example, if you're looking at body mass, which would be topical for you, with how many burgers you have a day, how often you exercise, how much you do all different sorts of things, and then predicts what body weight you'd be. So you're in good shape at the moment, Bill.
Yes.
I might be coming up for you.
That's a load of crap, Gus, whatever you just said then. You can't study that. What, do you have to write a big essay on that?
Yeah.
Where's the world going? Why don't you go down to a pub and go with three mates and sit there and actually talk to one another and build up some mateship? And that's the best thing you can learn, my friend.
Count your pots.
Well, not like Dark when he had 47 on the front of the Herald Sun that time, but, mate, that's things like that. You can learn about Australian history or something like that, not that crap.
Gee, I'll tell you what, the thesis just writes itself there, doesn't it, Angus?
Thesis.
Thanks for the help, mate.
OK. Well, good on you. Thanks very much for that and all the very, very best and look forward to seeing you back out on the field this weekend.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Angus Brayshaw joining us there. Billy, you mentioned Australian history. Let me just throw one at you. Australia's very first Prime Minister?
It was Menzies.
Oh,
I'll tell you, hang on.
Sir Edmund Barton.
Barton, yeah, Edward Barton.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So Robert Menzies, when he was first Prime Minister, was the Prime Minister of which party?
Labor.
Oh, my God. We're going to take a break on the Sunday Footy Show. Thank God the kids are back at school this week.
Well, I didn't do Australian history. I did American histoy, which is stupid in itself. And why do you do fractions? Tell me that. The only time you need fractions when you're putting the quaddie together. You never use fractions.
What about when you eat a pizza?
Well, it's a quarter. And the other thing is,
An eighth.
what's that stupid other language
Algebra.
No, back in the day.
Latin.
Latin. When have you ever used any Latin?
Never.
When?
Well, I was going to say, when did you ever have to use pi? But looking at you, I think you have.
Pi r squared, circumference of a circle.
Angus, thanks very much. I'm sorry you had to endure the last bit of that, but whatever your mark is, it's going to be better than anything Billy would have got. So Angus Brayshaw joining us there.